Okay, thank you very much for everyone for inviting us here today. And I think my English is good enough for everybody to understand. I'll just tell you my little story because I just have about 5 minutes. They call me Bash Bokhari, but my name is Sayyid Basharat Bokhari Bashir. It's easy, right? But they call me Bash Bokhari. I'm 68 years of age. I'm originally from Pakistan. Anybody knows Pakistan, where that is? A few people know it. You see, I've been living in Spain for the last 38 years. I studied aeronautical engineering, joined the Air Force as an officer. Anybody who's seen a movie called Top Gun, Maverick? Okay, Tom Cruise is an actor. He flew a plane which I used to fly in the real combat. That's the difference. I had an accident. I could not stay with the Air Force. I went to diplomatic school, started working for the government, came to Spain, found a Spanish lady, got married. Easy, right? When my job finished in the embassy, I went and became a captain of a Jumbo 747-400 in Singapore Airlines. In the year 2000 was when I was first introduced to this concept which is called nutrition. I had no idea. Remember, I was the Top Gun, healthy, tall, dark, and handsome. Okay? And I went to my medical checkup, routine medical checkup for pilots. So aren't you glad the pilots and airplanes are tested? Are you glad? So what is tested can be trusted, right? Yeah. So I was tested and the doctor told me, Captain, you are not sick. So we cannot send you on sick leave. We are suspending you for 3 months to recover your parameters on your health because you have imbalance or you have nutritional problems. I had no idea what he meant. I said, okay, tell me, what do I have to eat? He says, you cannot help it with eating. Because of the contamination in the sea, air, and earth, you will not find the same values in the food to put yourself back to track. You need supplements. I said, okay, tell me what supplements I have to take. So he made a list of supplements. I said, where do I get them? He said, goes to pharmacy, chemist, I don't know how they call it here. I went there, I went to the pharmacy and I saw that 80% of the pharmacy was full of supplements. Have you noticed that? They're full of that. We never noticed that thing. We just go for the medicine. So I took my supplements, I started using them from the year 2000. Within the 3 months, I recovered my license, I went back to airline. Simple. 3 years after that, by a chance, I met a gentleman called Mr. Jim Rohn. Anybody knows them? Okay. By coincidence, in Anaheim, California, I attended one of his trainings. I met him. Later, he became my friend and my mentor. He introduced me to an industry which I had no idea. And he asked me a few questions which I want you to ask yourself. Now, I want you to remember, I'm a retired colonel from Air Force. I'm an aeronautical engineering with 4 degrees, 6 diplomas. I speak 6 languages. And I was a diplomat. And I'm a captain. And at that point, I was director operations of Madrid Airport. In this moment, Mr. Ron asked me, Bats, what is better, to work for others or work for yourself? I said, work for yourself. He says, and you're working for others. I said, sir, I have no idea. I have no money. I have no one who helps me. And I don't have time. Anybody has that problem? Okay. And the second thing he told me, he says, Bash, what do you think is important, having one source of income or more than one source of income? I said, sir, more than one source of income because this is important. Because I've gone through, remember, I was in Air Force, I was in diplomacy, I was in the airline, and then I was in the civil aviation. I went up, I went down. I went up, I went down. I went up, I went down. My belief is when you go up, the higher you go, you will fall down in the end. Everybody dies. Do we agree to that? So that will be the final fall, right? So you will fall down, but when you fall down, fall so good so that the next time you bounce back. Did you see Anya's just 3 tennis players? I like tennis. As a matter of fact, Nadal, he uses Zinzino products, if anybody wants to know. Yeah. Well, that's a private information. So the reason is, so the point is, at that moment, I said, yes, sir, you need a second information. He says, do you have a second source of income? I said, no, sir. He said, why not? I said, I have no time, I have no money, I have no idea, and I have no one who can help me. At that moment, he says, do you know it is possible for you to have a second source of income? I said, no, sir, I have no idea. He says, something called digital business and direct selling. Now, digital business, I know, because the earlier digital business, some of the people don't know, is when we used to go to a travel agency and buy an airline ticket. They used to get it on the computers. Or the banks used to do the financial transactions on electronics. That was the digital business. The reason it was not on a handheld device was because the computers were mainframe, big computers, very expensive, and experts to use it. But digital business existed, so I knew it. I said, I know that. Direct selling, I have no idea. He says, think about thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago when there was no paper. No one. People used to walk from one place to other or go on horses. He says, how did you think the business used to go? And I started thinking, because in my country, in Pakistan, still there are areas that happens. I said, if you needed something, you would ask your neighbor. He would recommend something and you would go, number one. Number two, if someone had something, he didn't know anybody, he would put it and go and tell everyone in the village. That is called direct selling, saying and listening. He says, it has been like this. The only thing is, whatever has come afterwards is the industry. I said, thank you very much, sir. That was my start of direct selling. He taught me, he became my mentor. I went into a nutritional company and I made it very well. In 4 years, I became something called millionaire. But at one point in 2008, Mr. Rohn died. But in 2007, when he was sick, by chance, I was tricked. I call it trick. Women have this thing of tricking, right? I was tricked. At that time, I was alone. And she took me to an event in Nice, France, from Madrid, Spain. We were 4 people in our first company. And we sat there. I looked at it. I looked at her. And it was only 4 of us from Spain. In a period of 1 year, we developed 4 people from Spain to do an event in Spain of 25,000 people. Now, let me tell you something. All of you have come from experience. Yesterday, Sasha was taking around, and I've seen a place called Arena here. Do you know how many people fit in there? 20,000 people. I've already checked. And about 2 months ago, we found this guy because we found out, we started in Zinzino in February. But when we started, our goal was not Spain. Our goal was the world. That was what I saw. Because I know it's the right company. We know it's the right people. We know it's the right product. We know right. Health is the biggest industry. That's the tendency. We know that. All things you have seen. But what we need is the people. So I told Myrian, I said, who's the Serbian I know? And then I remembered in YouTube, there's a training of Bokhari where Bash turns around and he says, Sasha, where are you from? Sasha, where are you from? Can you come over? Come here. Come here, Sasha, come here. Sasha was with me in the previous company and we built those 25,000 with us. So I said, Sasha, Myrian called Sasha. I said, Sasha, who's going to Serbia? Let's give a hand to Sasha. He started 2 months ago and he's turned platinum just 2 days ago.
New platinum.
And I said, Sasha, I need only 2 people. How many do we need? How many? How many? 2. Can you find 2 people you can help? He says, yeah. I said, find them. And he found 2 people. Who are the 2 people? Are they here?
Yep. Dravko.
Call them.
Dravko.
Draco, come here. Where is he?
Dravko.
Drakov, come over here. And who's the other one?
El otro?
Kura, can you come over here? You see, yeah, we do have them. Can you come over, please? And I said, let's go to Serbia. With this, I'm going to finish.
Oui, moi aussi.
I don't know. I'm 68. I'm drugless. I do not take any medicine. I can still outrun someone of 28 if you want to try it. But I can tell you one thing. I'm an ambitious man. And I have a courage. I have an ambitious man and I'm a courage. Serbia is going to fill arena in a year. With you or without you. Because I'm going to have these guys, and especially this one who's been with us. You take it, or in 1 year, come back and you'll be watching, because I tell you the world will be different after today for you and for us. And there are people who are spectators, and there are people who are players. We are the players. Thank you very much for coming, because you have decided to play. Because there would be some people who will be spectators. They will watch us in a year. But we will be here. Now, during this time, they say every great man has a great woman behind him. Do we know that? Yeah? So here, I would present my great woman I met about 17 years. I mean, the most beautiful, the sexiest, etc., woman available on the earth. If you don't know about it, you can leave here, but I do it. Please, Myrian de la Sierra, my wife.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm really, really excited to be here today. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit my story. When I was young, everybody told me I had to get a job, right? So I remember my first job was working for as a secretary for the embassy of Egypt. I'm from Madrid, Spain, and so I was excited. And 6 months later, I was promoted to be the secretary of the ambassador. And I remember that day like today. I remember I looked at the old secretary who was there for 40 years. I looked at her and I thought, in 40 years, I'll be sitting right there and I will even have the same face. So I saw my future. And I said, no, I don't want to work for somebody else. So I decided to start my own business. Now, I was 22 years old. They introduced me to a company, and I was there for 3 years. And the company disappeared. So I said, oh, no, this is not possible. I was all excited to have my own business, to do something. And really, I don't want to work for somebody else. But I don't have the money to start my own business. So I met a gentleman, we got married, and we started our own business. So we were working for 20 years. For 20 years means quality of life 0. Do you agree when you have your own business? I was working from Monday to Sunday. I didn't have any time to be with my kids. And guess what happened? My health was terrible. Do you agree if you overdo it? Your health pays the price. So I was there for 20 years. Then the gentleman was my husband. We got divorced, and the business got divorced. Do you understand that? That sometimes happens. So I decided to start another business with a partner. And you know what? In life, sometimes you earn, and sometimes you learn. I learned a lot. I lost everything I had. Everything I had, I lost my home, I lost my business, and the faith in myself. That happens a lot of times. So I decided to look for an opportunity, and I was working in a company for 18 years. 18 years, we were very successful in a company, an American company, and in the month of January, that company decided they were not going to operate anymore in Europe. So I thought, this cannot be possible. I'm 68 years old. So I thought, do I have to start all over again? And so I got a bunch of opportunities to look at businesses because my husband and I, my 2 kids, they're all involved in the business. They were very successful too. And we looked at a lot of companies. They offered us fantastic products, a lot of money just for switching. And we were not convinced. We said, there's something there we don't like. We didn't get the feeling about the owners. We didn't trust the company, or the products were normal products until we were introduced to Zinzino. And I remember I had some heart issues. So I was not feeling well. And I remember when I started trying the product. And I tried the product, and suddenly I started feeling better. I got more energy. I thought, I'm feeling better. So I thought, no, this is my mindset. Placebo effect, for sure. It's me. I want it to work. But then I started seeing the proof of it. My kids started having a better health. They had allergies. They had triglycerides. My little grandson had always colds, and he always had to go to the doctor because he had problems with breathing. My husband was in rehabilitation because he had pains. Everybody was feeling better, so I thought, wow, the product is incredible. There's a necessity to share this product with everybody. How many people here have issues with health? How many people would like to be better? Sleep better, have more energy, feel great, prevent all kinds of illnesses. Everybody. So there's a need for that. So I thought, wow, there's a big need for that, right? So then I checked the company, and I said, if I don't have the feeling, I'm not going to be here. Well, my son and Bosch are into numbers. My other son and me are into feelings. So we really felt good with Orion and Hilde. We thought there were people that were going to take us to the right place, and we didn't make a mistake. So let me tell you, we've been here for some months now, and we have understood that we have a mission right now, not only making people feel better, but also that the people can start dreaming again. Why not? That is important in our life. You know, life is too short to just be happy on the weekends. Do you agree with me? We need to find something that is a why, a reason that makes us do things. This is a stable company. This is a company that is going to be here forever. And guess what? We need to share it. And like Anya just said, we have a present. The only thing we need to do is give it to people. If somebody wants it, great. If somebody doesn't want it, we take it away, give it to somebody else. But guess what? Do you imagine being able to change people's lives? In their health, in their economy, in their hopes, in their dreams. How many of you would you like to have a better lifestyle? How many of you? Are you happy with what you have? Are you happy with just working and doing the same thing every single day? And just to be happy on weekends? This is not life, right? So we have an opportunity of not only having a better health and helping people, because the most amazing thing is a little message in the morning of somebody telling you, you know what? I had a bunch of pains. Now I don't have any more. You know why? I feel better. Another person tells you, you know what? I now have the possibility of dreaming again about that home I would like to have. So let me tell you one thing. Be sure today that you listen to the speakers, to the people who are successful, because they're going to teach you how to get there, where you want to go. So thank you so much for being here with us. And like Bosch said, let me tell you one thing. I'm not a football fan. And one day my kids took me to the Real Madrid stadium, right? And I remember I was looking there. I've never been in a football match. And I remember perfectly well when the match was finished, the Real Madrid won that time. So everybody was standing and saying, we won, we won, we won. And I was looking around and thought, you won? The guys that won were the players. The guys that won were the ones who were playing the game. So we will have an opportunity, guys, that we can start playing the game. Because if not, you're going to be outside applauding the ones who are playing the game. So let's go for it. Let's play the game and make Serbia the #1 in Europe. Thank you.